Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Kens TV in the house like kitchen sinks. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And be sure to hit that post notification. Anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. Now, with no further ado, let's get into this afternoon's video, if you will. Let's rewind that, because I don't like the way that let's rewind that. Let's get into this afternoon's video, if you will. 2:39 Thursday afternoon. My morale is probably not up as much as it typically is. Got a very sad story to share with you all. Actually, you know what? Just let me show you, because seeing is believing, actually. So let me show you, and then, you know, we'll speak on that afterwards.
Man has been charged with the murder of a 19-year-old woman. Police say she was stabbed to death outside a bodega in Brooklyn when she refused to give him his number.
All right, Fox 5's Linda Schmidt joins us live from Park Slope. And Linda, you're hearing the suspect actually turned himself in.
Yeah, he absolutely did that today. He showed up here at the 7A precinct. He turned himself in, and he had his lawyer with him at the time. Now, the 19-year-old victim and her twin sister, they were together last Sunday, and that is when she was stabbed to death. And police say the reason he did it is because she rejected him.
If you knew the twins for 19 years of their life, no one deserves to lose a child. She did not deserve that. She did not deserve that. That mom will never be the same.
Samaya Spain, just 19 years old, stabbed in her neck and chest at this deli in Park Slope, Brooklyn, after a chance encounter with 20-year-old Veo Kelly. Her twin sister was slashed on her arm.
Her dad, Stephen, is lost. Those are his twins. Those are his babies.
The parents asking Yvette Ramos, a lifelong friend, to speak on their behalf. Police say Kelly, who had too much to drink, flew into a rage when Samaya would not give him her phone number. She and her sister did not know Kelly, had never seen him before. But to pacify him, she gave him her Instagram handle.
Okay, she didn't want to give you her number. She gave you her Instagram. That still don't give a reason to kill her.
Deli owner Mohammed Al-Bahar watched the girls grow up. They and their family frequent his store.
We feel really broken hearts, you know.
Authorities say Kelly has at least one prior arrest for robbery. He turned himself in this morning at the 7A precinct.
I spoke with LaShawn, her mom, and she would like to thank the detectives on the case. 7A got a good team for homicide, and they did their job. They did their job, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart.
And Samaya's birthday, by the way, is next month. She and her twin sister would have celebrated their 20th birthday together. Back inside to you.
Unreal. All right, thanks, Linda.
Now, after watching that, I'm sure you all realize why my morale is not, you know, as high as, you know, usual. It's tear-drenching. I can barely get the words out. You know, two teenage girls, twins, you know, twin sisters. Here they are, out having fun, as 19-year-olds typically like to do, with a group of friends, not bothering anyone. It's 2:30 in the morning. It's a little late, but nevertheless, it's 2:30 in the morning. They stop at a deli that they've been going to their entire life. Young man, I forget his name. I don't recall his name, even though they just said it, but he's a 20-year-old. He approaches one of the twins. She's not interested, but she tells him politely she's not interested. He insists that she gives him the phone number. Again, she tells him she's not interested. But instead of being rude, she attempts to appease him by saying, okay, this is my Instagram handle. You can, you know, holler at me on Instagram. She didn't say, no, get out my face, F you, you ugly, you know, you're not good enough for me. And even if she had said that, still didn't warrant his actions. But she didn't say any of those things. And that clip right there that I showed, it didn't really break it down exactly what happened. It was very minimal. He started to insult, not assault at that point. He started to insult and call names. And she was every B word in the book, I would imagine. And she was so brave that she fired back at him. You know, she said what she had to say. And if there's a little noise in the background, I apologize, but it's burning up here in Kentucky today. So I got my air on, so you know, hopefully it doesn't distort the audio too much. So after, you know, they exchanged a couple insults or what have you, he leaves the deli. He leaves. So I would imagine that she's a little upset, but yet at the same time, they're probably laughing it off. You know how teenage girls, teenagers in general, and they were around, you know, some other friends or whatever. Well, the guy comes back to the deli. The owner had the wherewithal to lock the door because I guess he noticed that he was coming, or, you know, that he was arriving, and he didn't want any more trouble in his deli. So he locks the door. So now this individual, this 20-year-old, he can't get inside. He commences to banging on the door, kicking the door. Can't get inside. I would imagine that at that point, the police would have been called. The guy leaves. Well, when he leaves, you know, there's other people inside the deli, so they want to leave as well. You know, at some point, they want to go home. So he unlocks the door to allow the individuals that were eating at the deli to leave. Well, the twins, they end up leaving. When they leave, the guy had ended up coming back, but they didn't know that he was outside. Had a knife, came back with a knife. A 20-year-old man comes back with a knife. Stabs her 2 times. I believe they said in the chest and in the neck. And the other one, the other twin, obviously she's going to try to help her sister. She gets, you know, stabbed in the arm. Then the coward turns around and runs off. Well, as you've seen by the news clip, one of the twins didn't make it. All because she did not want to give her phone number out. Can you imagine what that's actually doing to the other twin? How that's affecting her? You know, I've always heard that, like, twins kind of, you know, they kind of feel the same. You know, so one is hurt, the other one's hurt. One's sad, the other one's sad. I don't know if that's true. I've never had a twin. But just imagine seeing your sibling, your twin sibling, at that, murdered in front of your very eyes for nothing, absolutely nothing. Remember, I said she attempted to appease this loser by giving her or giving him the Twitter handle. Now, Twitter handle, for you all that are not familiar with Twitter, actually, let me rewind again. She attempted to appease this loser by giving him her Instagram handle. So she didn't just totally turn him down. She was just, you know, She turned him down, but she turned him down in a gentle way. And that's her right. Every man that approaches a woman, just because he approaches her, she's not obligated to be interested. Perhaps she had a guy she was dealing with. Perhaps she was just coming out of something. Perhaps she was just not interested. Perhaps she was already, you know, she was focused on her career, her schooling, her whatever the reason may be. May have been, rather. She did not deserve to be brutally murdered. Brutally murdered. And this really hits home with me because, you know, I have daughters. And I have female friends as well. And they tell me that it's very dangerous out here because guys now are so aggressive that when they approach you, not every guy, obviously not every guy. So let me, you know, put that out there. Most of us, we know how to act. We, you know, we have sense. Maybe a couple words said, oh, you think you all that, yeah, whatever, and go on. And you shouldn't even do that. But I'm just saying, if you do find yourself doing that, at least you're not, you know, you just go on. You say you speak your piece and then you go ahead. But I wouldn't even recommend doing that. She's not interested, dude. She's not interested. And so I hear all the time how aggressive guys get and how angry they get. So you have a young lady that she'll say, okay, well, I don't want to cause any friction. So what I'll do is I'll just give him the wrong number. Maybe a situation where she gives the wrong number and voila, they see each other again. This was in Brooklyn, New York. So the odds of them seeing each other again was, you know, kind of astronomical. But where I'm from, you're subject to see a person several times after that. Not a big city. Lexington, Kentucky, you know, it's not small, but it's not huge either. So, you know, you're subject to see that person again. Why you give me the wrong number? So here you go. It starts all over again. So I'm hearing these things prior to this tragic event taking place. I would encourage everybody to share this video. Reason being, if you don't have daughters, you know someone that does have daughters. And if you don't have daughters, you have nieces. You know, you have people in your family that are women, females, young women, however you want to, you know, describe it. And they need to know that in a situation like this, there was really nothing that she could actually do because she didn't even know that the guy was outside when he came back the second time. I would just encourage everyone, especially if you're of age, you're a woman, protect yourself. Get your, you know, go through the proper channels, get your, you know, carrying and concealed rights. You have to be able to protect yourself. These weirdos out here, man, is ruthless. Now, apparently he was intoxicated, so that makes matters 10 times worse. You know how many dudes in the penitentiary right now? Right now that are in the penitentiary that were intoxicated at the time of their crime. Some of them don't even recall what they did. Got some good dudes. Just made poor choices because they were intoxicated. So this guy ended up turning himself in. You know, I guess he felt some sort of remorse. He turned himself in along with an attorney. I don't even know what attorney would even represent. But see, that just goes to show how a lot of these attorneys are scumbags. I'm not going to say every attorney. I'm not. But if I'm an attorney and you come to me and you got $10,000 and you like, listen, man, I need you to represent me. I'm accused of, you know, murdering this young lady. And I know that you did it and it's on video and I see it. Man, get out of my office, man. I can't represent you. I can't represent you. I don't care if it's 100,000 you got. I cannot represent you. Because I don't want to fight for you. So then people will say, yeah, but real Kens, don't contradict yourself. Everybody has constitutional rights. You have the right to a fair trial. You have a... Man, fuck that. In this case, fuck that. You murdered in cold blood on video in front of however many witnesses that was out there a young lady because she didn't want to give you her phone number. So fuck your rights. Respectfully. Sad situation, man. Sad situation. So I would implore anybody, especially the people that have daughters, man, teach your daughters self-defense, put them in classes, teach them how to defend themselves when they're old enough to conceal, man. Get that shit. Yeah. Yeah. You got it. They have to learn to protect themselves because these guys, man, they wolves out here. Some guys. Probably not most, but you got guys out here that's wolves, man. Would never do it to a man. Would never even raise their voice at a man. But because you felt embarrassed, which she didn't try to embarrass you, you go and get a knife like a little bitch. I don't care if YouTube doesn't, you know, pay me for this video, or I don't care. I got to speak my piece on this. You went and got a knife like a little bitch and came back and killed a 19-year-old child. So some will say, well, she was 18, she's an adult. That's her parents' kid, child, daughter, little one. She's 19, but she's a child. She didn't deserve it. I don't care if she was 69, 79, 59. She didn't deserve what she ultimately received. So now this guy turns himself in, and I hope he kissed his mama goodbye. I hope he kissed his kids if he has. He's only 20. So I don't know if he has any kids, but he's not going to see the streets again. You're not going to beat this. You're not going to beat this charge. I don't know what New York's laws are as far as, you know, if the death penalty is if he's eligible for the death penalty. But I would imagine if he is, it would be a death penalty case. Why? Because you left, came back, left again, and came back. Sounds like what they say in the movie Life. Sounds like murder. Premeditated murder. Sounds like premeditated murder. This was in Brooklyn. Never been in it. Well, I've been in New York, but I'm not really familiar with New York laws and where you go. I would assume he's going to end up on Rikers Island. He's probably not going to make it past Rikers Island. And if he does, he's going to wish that he was dead. Them goons up there on Rikers, they see this. They see this on the news. Ain't like he killed a dude. Ain't like he was out there, you know, putting in work in the streets, and because unfortunately in prison, if you a killer, if you a shooter, you get the most respect. But now, man, you killed a woman, you killed a kid for no reason. There's never a reason to kill anybody unless it's just, you know, some life or death, a unique situation. They're trying to do something to your kids, your family, or you, and you have no other choice. You know, you get the gist of what I'm saying. But there's never, ever a reason to kill a child. I would imagine that he's in protective custody. He's not going to general population. I fear for my life, man. Y'all got to put me in PC. Thing about PC, they can get to you just as well. People check in. Hey, officer, I need to go to PC, man. I got some people after me, or I don't feel safe here. People check in intentionally to go to PC and get their man, get their target. So he's not going to be safe in PC. Don't really look for him to make it out of Rikers. I don't look for him to make it, you know, off of Rikers. Because everybody knows about this, and people are highly, highly upset and enraged, as they should be. So sad, man. This is very, very, very sad. Hug your kids, man. You know, because when they walk out that door, hey mom, hey dad, I'll be back. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. You pray, you hope, you teach, you talk, you tell them. But this was a situation. What could she do? Now some would say, well, why was she out at 2:30 in the morning? Man, this can happen at 2:30 in the afternoon. She was dealing with a weirdo, an idiot. This would have happened at any point. You got people, man, that are just, they not playing with a full deck, man. You got people shooting up grocery stores, shooting up churches, going back to the job where they, you know, once were employed, shooting it up. Schools, just random shootings. People have road rage. People have words in traffic. Man, it's dangerous out here, man. And these women are targets. And they need to protect themselves at all times. My daughter goes to the gun range on a regular basis. Even if I got to pay for it, she's going to that gun range. Now, she's 25. She has a license. She's, you know, but hey, I tell her, hey, it's his last resort. You never want to do it. But when it comes down to your life or theirs, and they're 100% in the wrong, and you've given warning, and you've tried to do everything that you can possibly do, man, you gotta save yourself. So I definitely implore everybody to share this video. People need to see this. You know, everybody wants to talk about the Diddy situation and the Rick Ross situation and Drake and Kendrick Lamar and, you know, J. Cole and all the things that's going on in the hip-hop world. And, you know, these things don't mean a damn thing. These things don't mean a damn thing compared to what's really, really, really going on out here in these streets, man. Everybody wants to talk about LeBron James' son and him going pro, and man, these things are minute. They mean nothing, but they get the headlines. So we have a responsibility. Us regular people, not trying to say we're below anyone else, and everybody watching this may not necessarily be regular. I'm simply saying share the video. Let's get this out there, man. These women need our help. They need to be protected. Excuse me. They're going after kids now, man. Kids. Killing kids. So now her sister, her twin sister, has to live however long that she may live, because the sadness and the broken heart that she has. Not to say that she won't live, but she has to live in essentially torture for the rest of her life. Imagine, man. Imagine if this was your daughter, your niece, your relative, your best friend, your best friend's kids. Imagine. All because she didn't want to give a phone number out. And this guy that did that, there's plenty of guys out there just like him. And I understand that we shouldn't have an eye for an eye attitude. You know, you kill my dog, I kill your cat. And it's not going to bring her back. It's not going to make the situation any better. But just understand that this guy is probably going to live in torture and discomfort for however many days that he has remaining. Wouldn't be surprised if he ceases to exist on that Rikers Island. You got a murder case, man. Think about a murder case. You may sit in the county jail 2.5, 3, 4 years fighting the murder case. He's already shown that he's trying to fight the case. He went out and hired an attorney. The attorney didn't come for free. So whoever this scumbag of an attorney that assisted him when he turned himself in, I would implore you all to find out who he is and Never ever hire him if you ever find yourself in a scenario like that. A lot of attorneys just, they about that dollar. The bottom, you know, bottom line. They want that money. They don't care what you charge with. They don't care what. They want that money. And again, if I was an attorney, I wouldn't accept. I don't care if it was $100,000. Under these circumstances, absolutely not. Praying for the family, praying for the sister, praying for the people that, you know, had to witness this horrific, senseless murder. Pray that they get justice. I'm sure that they will. And, you know, and I'm praying for the young man too, because at the end of the day, he's still a human being. I'm praying for the young man and his family. But it's just, it was senseless and avoidable. So like I said, hug your kids. Understand that when they walk out that door, they may not come back. You hope that they come back. But it's a cruel, cruel world out here. Cruel world. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you liked the video. Feel free to comment. Definitely share. Definitely share. Share this video. It's your duty. If you watch this video, especially if you have daughters, it doesn't even matter. Share. It's your duty to share this video. Subscribe to the Chizana if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to hit the post notification so anytime I bring you, you know, this action, this heat, stories like this that really, really mean something, guess what? You're amongst the first to know.